You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Ria Tanwatco Trillo. Aerial patrols recently conducted by the Philippine military showed a concerning resurgence of Chinese fishing vessels swarming the West Philippine Sea. The Armed Forces Western Command says the patrols conducted this month revealed heightened swarming activities where 30 Chinese fishing vessels were spotted. Meanwhile, Manila and Washington are discussing the possibility of creating more sites for the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, in the Philippines. Let's go straight to the source of the story, AFP spokesperson Colonel Medel Aguilar. Colonel, good morning. Thank you for being here on the program.
Good morning, Ria, and good morning also to millions of your viewers.
All right, sir. Now, the AFP Western Command reported that there is a concerning resurgence of Chinese fishing vessels in the West Philippine Sea. Where exactly is this swarming of ships taking place, and how many are there?
The reported swarming happened in Iroquois Shoal, which is located just west of Palawan. And the distance, of course, it is within the exclusive economic zone of the country, and therefore it's a kind of they are not supposed to be there. So this is alarming, and that's why the Western Command under Vice Admiral Carlos reported it to the concerned authorities, particularly the Department of Foreign Affairs, for the appropriate action. Right now, of course, we subscribe to the policy of the government that diplomacy is the primary track in advancing the national interest of the country.
So, sir, how many ships exactly are there? Do we know?
I still have to get the exact details of the report as to how the number of militia vessel. We call it a militia vessel because based on the observation of our troops, they are not into any fishing activity except that they actually participate in the swarming in what happened in the Ayungin Shoal just recently, when they were also part of the China Coast Guard in the attempt to block our pro-remission to BRP Sierra Madre.
Right. So would you say, sir, that the swarming of these Chinese militia ships is no longer innocent, because we have seen them involved in blocking resupply missions to Ayungin Shoal?
Yes. That's why I'm no longer using the word fishing vessel. They are not into fishing activity. And what they are doing there as part of the operation of the China Coast Guard is quite concerning, because that's not how they should behave in an area which doesn't belong to them, especially that this belongs to our exclusive economic zone.
Sir, do we know kung kailan exactly ang nag-umpisa itong increase ng number of Chinese militia vessels in the area?
I think it began when China lifted its moratorium on the fishing activity. Their own moratorium, which of course we do not recognize, because we believe that they don't have the authority to be here in our country, in our exclusive economic zone.
Okay, sir. So now that this is the situation, how is the AFP planning to address the swarming of these Chinese militia vessels?
As I explained a while ago, we subscribe to the policy of the government in dealing with issues involving the West Philippine Sea. We have to put primacy on the diplomatic track so that these issues can be resolved peacefully and with long-term effect, a long-term effect. Now, what we do right now is to do maritime patrols, sovereignty patrols, to inform the Department of Foreign Affairs so that they can take the necessary action, whether it is in the form of protest, not verbale, or whatever, which is very important, because through these actions, we also assert our sovereign rights and jurisdiction over the over areas that are covered under exclusive economic zone. Now, we will also, the military is also uh, strong, firm in its resolve of helping the diplomatic efforts. We say that we are ready if necessary and if required, by the National Task Force in the West Philippine Sea to do the necessary action.
Right, sir, I want to go back to the recent Ayungin resupply mission. During that time, there was a U.S. Poseidon surveillance plane spotted overhead. Do you think that the U.S. presence in the area was a morale boost to our troops, or will this just further escalate tension in the area?
Number one, yes, I agree that somehow it boosted the morale of our troops because knowing that there are somebody watching over above them is important for the whole uh, universe, to the whole world to know what's happening in the West Philippine Sea. And we don't believe that it is a kind of action that will escalate the situation in the West Philippine Sea because they are not in any way participating in the direct action. Probably they are just helping. They are just providing technical assistance for us to know what's happening, which is a kind of enhancing our maritime domain awareness because of our, admittedly, our limited capability. So this will not cause an escalation. It's just that, of course, China is trying to bring in another issue so that they can shield, hopefully that they can shield their atrocious acts, their offensive acts, their unlawful acts in the area which doesn't belong to them. So it's a way of diverting the issue from what I see.
Sir, in the past, you have called China a misplaced bully. What exactly did you mean by that?
It's very simple, it's self-explanatory. Misplaced because they are not in the right place. They always say that their claim in South China Sea is indisputable, but I would disagree with them, and I would even challenge that word because you cannot say that it is indisputable when number one, UNCLOS doesn't agree with it. Actually, it's not provided now. UNCLOS is actually opposed to it. When the arbitral award invalidated that claim, when many countries are supporting our position, especially in promoting UNCLOS and is asserting our territorial sovereign rights. And lastly, no country has openly expressed its support to the claim of China about this 9 dash line, this 10 dash line, 11 dash line before.
Right, sir, and I want to shift topics.
Now, because the other word that I use is bully, I think it's very obvious on the video that have been already shown many times on what they do to our resupply vessels, to our Coast Guard, which is actually dangerous and in violation again of international convention to prevent collision at sea, which is very dangerous.
Right. Sir, I'd like to shift topics somewhat regarding now the meeting between Manila and Washington. We had high-ranking U.S. and Philippine officials eyeing to expand more EDCA sites. Why exactly would there be a need to add more?
That is the discussion is still not. I'm not privy to it yet because it is a top-level discussion, and there are some issues that have to be addressed first before this additional EDCA sites, if ever there will be considered. So it's not yet. I think the discussion is still up there, and it's not for me to discuss here.
All right, sir. Now I want to talk about this proposed new Philippine Standard Map. Does the AFP support the plan of the Philippine government to release its own standard map after China released its new 10-dash line map?
I think it's important for us to know the boundary, the extent of our territory, and at the same time, those we consider to be UNCLOS, given to us by UNCLOS. And I was informed also by the NTF-WPS that this TENDAS, this standard map will actually counter the narrative of the TENDAS line map that China has just published. So it is also important for all of us, for the Filipinos, to understand that map so that this gives us the pride or the responsibility to make sure that this part of the world that belongs to us will be preserved, not just for the present generation, but to the generations to come. And in the areas that are covered by exclusive economic zone, it's not just about the right for given to us to exploit the resources therein, but also to make sure that the environmental protection program are implemented and freedom of navigation or the safe navigation is in place for the benefit of all.
All right, Sir Colonel, maraming salamat. That was AFP spokesperson Colonel Medel Aguilar. And we will be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned.